All right, what are we up to next? Also, what's a blue spot? Money! Why is there money there? Haven't I been here before? Why haven't I been here before? Huh. Maybe I just didn't spot it before? It was outlined in blue, which I'm curious about. Are those indicative of what kind of skill is noticing it? No, because half these things are green. Green isn't even one of my colors. That ain't even one of my option. This is the anarchist room. What was the interaction on the door again? Medium chance. Cut through the padlock. Why would there be a padlock on the outside of a door? Wouldn't the door have a lock? I'm just not there, like, emotionally. I'm not in that stage of we're breaking into people's houses. Kuno's weird little hideout being different. I was exploring the wilderness and the rubble. Not quite the same thing necessarily. I failed this, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Of course I did. Alright. What do you got, lady? Supposed to rock my world and break my brain.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Alright. Map. Wait, are these completed already, or what do these mean? I don't know. Shivers novelty dice. Wait, that's not the shivers I'm looking for. Wait, no, I'm not looking for shivers anyway. I might want to look into that sometime. Half-light. Oh, the racist lorry driver. Right. I need a legendary half-light. Now I remember. So that's why I put a point into that. Probably still won't be enough, but it's worth checking out. But I want to have Kim around for that. How much did I get done on Monday? That much. How much did I get on Tuesday? Less. Yeah. I felt like Tuesday went by pretty fast, actually. I've got some questions about reality. More lessons in basic reality? She's positively surprised. My favorite part of the day. Go ahead. Ask me anything. Now that we're alone, what is pale? Are you sure? You're sure? Your colleagues seemed adamant. Yes, what is the pale? Okay. She concedes. The pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, detective. The separative tissue between the isolas. It is the inter-isolary mass. Wait, and what is an isola? Isola is a Messenian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe that there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Mundi, Sol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Isolinde. And Isolinde is an oceanic isola. It comprises mostly of water. Mundi is the largest, called Katla the coldest, Isolinde the bluest. What can I say? She stops. Each is perishing in dear. Okay, what is the pale like? Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other or any living thing in the world, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness. Is it here? No, detective. We're safe. She points to the sea. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isola, and point north there. An uproar of matter, darling, rising into the pale, rolling, evaporating even, a great vision. The area of transition between the world and the pale is called porch collapse. Imagine a gray coronal mist, cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. She closes her eyes and breathes out heavily. The most disco thing you will ever see. What are its physical qualities? It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into the pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible. If we're surrounded by pale, how does one get from Isola to Isola? Oh, it is... Her lungs deflate. Her words sound like a sigh. So difficult for us. A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident. It is possible to force dimensions of the pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged. This is really hard to process. The pale can damage the mind? Extensively. How? Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others that pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading. That it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over the self. The pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by the past. Who says and who argues? Who says and who argues? The logical positivists say. The dialectical materialists argue. What does this over-radiation feel like? It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of pale exposure per year. It's more for her. Way more. You're not a civilian passenger? No. Nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Anthroponetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of pale transit annually. Are you overradiated? Up to the gills, officer. What is anthroponetic? Anthroponetics, she corrects, is the scientific study of the pale, or a recent iteration of it, by way of grad. The study of the pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Paracanassans call it the Western Plain. They have not traveled the entire circumference of the Paracanassian Super Isola. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them. Did they cross it? The Western Plain? There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Preter-modern crossings. Is open quote, oh, end quote? I think this one's just a mistake. Successful navigation of the pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years. What has anthroponetics changed then? Nothing. We remain powerless before the pale. The only real advance in pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later. Aerostatic craft? Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near pale to far pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end, if we throw them precisely. If we do not, then they don't. Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface. How much pale is there compared to the world? The pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping. Slipping how? To our detriment, or... What do you think, Detective? She looks you in the eye. It's growing. There's more and more of the pale. Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything, but this sort of talk is mostly just left to extremists. It's not extreme at all. It's going to happen. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same. Gulp. It's like the knowledge of like the heat death of the universe, or the sun devouring the earth and stuff like that. Or global warming. It doesn't look like you're doing the same. The suggestion was meant in earnest, Detective. Live life. Let's return to reality, please. Yes, sweet reality. She stomps her foot. But before we do, tell me, Detective. Is this the first time you hear this? Do you really not remember anything? I'm getting a sense of who I am. But no, I didn't know this. Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the pale? Yeah, this is fucked up, by the way. This is really fucked up. Ah, what an existential fucking nightmare to have like this bizarre void that separates all the continents that's like an actual edge of the world essentially. And it's growing. Its advance can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism. It's terrifying. You're right, it's disco. It will end all life. That we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another. Not really. Have you seen how we interact? That's a weird takeaway a little bit. I don't know. A powerful anti-communist force, perhaps too powerful, but still, they have it coming. These are both baffling. I'm worried, I have to say. It doesn't sound very liberal to me. What the f- Did they include 4 political answers as a joke, basically? I don't know how you've all managed to survive with it. It's a huge accomplishment. Or who am I to think anything of it? It's terrifying. Her eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face. You really didn't know? This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then... She stops mid-sentence. The investigation will be my masterpiece. The one they remember me by. I promise. I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he's very competent. In the meanwhile, you have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time. She gives you a slight bow. That's all for now. Glad to have been of assistance. That little that I know. Anything else? I'm gonna save real quick before I go further. What a terrifying, fucked up concept. Jesus Christ.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I might bring up the lorrymen thing, even though it's kind of not concluded yet. I spoke with the lorrymen at the roundabout. Word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. She smiles, then explains. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears. One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout. It would give them a read on the entire quarter. Oh. No, you can't even discuss it. Okay. No updates to be had. Did I go to sleep? I could check at the thrift store. I don't think I need Kim's help there. I can at least check about the fact that the, Whoa! What have we here? A bridge? A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one. Guess I'll have to take my chances. Guess so. Just be careful out there. One false step could cost you dearly. I've already crossed it several times, but thanks. Revicolian nightlife is what we're at now. Is that bench where I end up sleeping if I don't have rent? That guy leave his sneakers out? He did. I can just take them. Except I can't. But they are just sitting there. You think his shop would clean up around now?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
You know anything about the traffic menace on the loose? Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Wait, why don't you drive? I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts. Didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof? Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop and then moving on. Vortex? Sounds fascinating. Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I knew it meant something. I wanted to ask about my, missing gun again. No. Nothing else there. You might be able to aid in my investigation. No. I thought I could ask about the guns to see if he's sold any lately or seen them around. Nope. Maybe it's time to look into speakers, though. Sing karaoke. Goal number 1. A sufficiently tragic tape. In a sad song. Played a boombox to memorize the lyrics, then asked the cafeteria manager to perform. Sad songs and waltzes aren't selling this year. Harmon Wowshi. Seems like I might need that. My first objective is to find a tape, though. Don't think I have. Yeah, I have an empty cassette case, which is not the same thing. No, we might be a dead end on the gun objective. Tomorrow we can call back Alice. Yeah. A lot of these characters are just missing. She was wondering why he's missing, but like he can't get over the bridge, so that would be one reason. The bridge is out. Surprised she didn't know that. There are so many objectives. I think one of the hopes is that tomorrow the world will open up and some of the things that I'll gain access to as a result will start making some of these quests make a little more sense, but also probably pick up 100 new things too. But a lot of these things are kind of at dead ends for the moment. I think it's probably because the world itself is a dead end at the moment. Never been here at night. What does the picket line look like at night? Lorry driver's gone. Nobody's here except for him. That guy. What's up there? Hypno-gamma. Whoa. It's just got 3 more points of healing. That was a big one. Curious. Is my character becoming more observant over time? Is he visibly sleeping in here now? Fumes of heavy oil wafted over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes with cigarette residue. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. Title reads, oh yeah, the man from Heimdall. The Lost City of the Pygmies. Yeah, and he has the necklace. It's kind of like the equivalent of having like a federal, like a Confederate flag. She's still out here. All right. I will admit, at some point, I become a little worried about you. He's been so static for so long that you'd actually start to think like something's genuinely wrong here. It's like inactivity has eventually frozen her solid. She's still smoking on the roof, huh? Alright, what do you think, Kuno? The body's gone.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
He doesn't care. I just don't have the empathy. Oh, she's here. Thought she was gone. Even she's saying, let's get out of here. He's staying here weirdly late. It's pretty late. It may be time for day 3. Y'all are still here, huh? This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many hungry, hostile guests. There are several pots and pans on hand. Getting the corpse residue out of the boots is going to require patience. And also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap, and white vinegar. Check out the cookware. A commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large, gigantic even. It could be used to make enough stew to feed the entire city, and also boil a putrid pair of death boots. Check out the cleaning supplies. There's a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet left at the stove. There's also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge. It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now. This is... Isn't somebody gonna notice that I'm back here? They're really disgusting. Pour some dish soap and the white vinegar. The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar wafted up from the pot. Alright now, chef. Light the stove up and boil them. Add water and the boots to the pot. Bring them all to a nice boil. The strong smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The water slowly comes to a boil. Wait. Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float to the bubbling surface. Beautiful. A 2-course dinner of rotting flesh and hardened ceramic. Wait some more. The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked. You can smell it too. Uh-oh. Just like beef stew. I swear to God, if somebody tries to eat this, a little more. That's it, chef. The boots are clean and they're going to, as clean as they're going to get. Dense steam with the smell of strange meat disappears into the vent above the stove. Oh, cool. Right, we have a fume vent that's probably saving my ass right now. Dump the sock and flesh stew and examine your new boots. Hey! A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and drink of vinegar. Just perfect. There we go. Master Chef out. And if I ever wear them, people will know that I stole them off that body. It totally is the RoboCop fascist uniform, isn't it? That's the purpose, isn't it? +2 authority, -1 composure. Shoes are too big to fill. You think you'd have more composure a little bit. I guess you're just really awkward in them. These greaves are light as feathers and just a tad too big for you, but don't let that bother you. With these on, you look like some kind of future warrior, and they'll keep you safe if you accidentally shoot yourself in the foot, so worth it. Look at me. That is neato. I will genuinely be worrying, though, if I run around in a bunch of clothes like that, won't I? Yep. I'll hold on to them. At the moment, my goal is to track down the piece. Ooh, what's that? The pieces. Money. I like to steal from people. Is now the time to look through this window? No. No. When the sun's not up, there's nothing there at all. It's about time for day 3. Who's messaging me? Stop it. All right, well. Do I have another point already? I do. They're just coming at me these days, huh? Eh. Give Shivers its 1 point. The rest have just come from other effects. Shivers is a neat effect to have. What are you blinking at me for? Oh right, I can try the Shivers effect again. At the novelty dice maker. This could be a waste of time, but I shouldn't waste time. What's that? Oh, it's probably an autosave. It's summer door closed for the winter. Ah. I'm torn. Because I'm torn between the possibility of wasting in-game time versus wasting our time. So here I'm going to potentially waste our time to check the dice maker to see if she's still there at night. Yeah, with the upside being of not wasting in-game time by not doing it tomorrow. Did have my shivers check. Never mind that we're keeping a corpse nearby. Help, I can't see anything. There we go. Forgot about the flashlight. I haven't done this for a while. You actually can't walk around in the dark. It's not an option. The game doesn't let you. Yep, she's still here at night. Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for dice? Why hasn't our business failed? Hey! A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment it almost feels as though you're outside of the building, exposed to the atmosphere. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed. Didn't we already talk about this? She asks, as wind continues to seep through the cracks in the old chimney. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area. What are you talking about? She says, shaking her head. My address is exactly the same. Route to St. Ghislaine 10. No. The old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city. No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in a chimney of another building. This doesn't make any sense. She looks around in the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from? It has a different address in the heart of the city. And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure? No one's really ever safe from failure. She starts laughing. Her fingers start to rub away the exhaustion from her face. What? Do you know what this is? She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me. It's a mourning ring, she replies. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it to the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. Why are you telling me this? It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought it was just the world, that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me, what? She closes her eyes. That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside of an abandoned chimney? Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here. Yeah. She stares out the window, not really hearing your words. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you wanted it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be. You can try again. Still, there's something inherently violent, even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a dice, something disappears. Some alternative ending, or an entirely different world. She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light. Precarious world. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer. She gives you a tired smile. Well, that was neat. More thoughts about role-playing as a concept, and we got the precarious world. Temporary research bonus. All red checks fail for 4 hours. Fuck. Can I go to sleep and have it wake up in the morning and be done? Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertaking. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too. Having things and not losing them. One problem though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? How do you not lose? Wah wah. The precarious world. I like that thought. A lot of truth to it. Are you okay? I didn't like all those plank noises I just heard. Okay, you're still here. I think this place just has been noisy anyway. But there were so many worrying noises happening just now that I was like genuinely concerned that like maybe maybe I turned her away and she immediately collapsed into the chimney. I'm like, oh no, she's gone. What a precarious world we live in. Anything else to be got from the weird guns? A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Where am I? Inside a secret room infested with rats, spiders, and woodlice. Seems like an old weapons cache from the Revolutionary period. What does this mean? A rifle here? It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. This is an interesting coincidence. Could prove useful in some way. You don't know how yet, but it might be. This is a good find. Really justifies coming down here and looking around. I don't know, the dialogue was labeled as new, so I gave it a go. How we doing? It's been a little bit, but I imagine it might take longer. Locked? I literally can't try it again until I crack open the lid. Can you only retry wide checks by getting another point in that stat? Like you can't do it. Are you not allowed to do it by I thought that you could do it by waiting to the next day or something. All right, well that's a decent little side gig I got there. Maybe, just maybe, our poor boy will successfully sleep tonight. Better than before. And hopefully nobody knows, hopefully no one realizes I was boiling human flesh in the kitchen. Because I might get evicted. And that's not great for me. If I'm sleeping poorly here, I bet I sleep even worse if I sleep, you know, on the bench outside in the cold. It's below freezing outside, apparently. Or well, no, it's 26 degrees centigrade is 26 degrees above freezing, by definition. But it's apparently been cold enough that the body was maintained or something. Wonder these secret passages. There's a blue door in my own room. Is that how she gets upstairs? Does she have access to the blue room? And whatever's going on with these blue doors that I can't open? Go to sleep, you poor baby. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep. I'm a little frustrated that we can't seem to figure out how to close this window. I feel like we could be a little resourceful, but it's not even an objective for some reason.
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
The pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately. But this suffering, it must have some kind of meaning. A story that will come out of it. Perhaps even a story that you will write yourself. I'm an artist and liver damage is my art. Oh. I think I need medical attention.
Oh, yes. They'll check you out, give you some pills, make it all okay. The Wonder Makers.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to do is pray to God it passes, while you stare at the flickering darkness.
They do, they don't make them there. Not yet, but there's transplants. But you have to be sober for like a year to be on the list. At least here in the US.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will. I'm looking at other people all the time. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. Others are scared. At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves, a great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts. You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Open your eyes. Did we get any sleep? Or did it feel, or did it work at all, I mean? Our daily routine of checking the mirror. I can only do this if I level up interfacing and then also have the tool in my hand. And it's electrochemistry. Yep. Yeah, you do need to do that. But I think the dice are supposed to reset all my checks too. It's a whole other system. It's a brand new day full of all new possibilities. Who? Good morning. Who is that? I have a question. She's wearing a rectangle.
Yes?
I found out what the pail is while you were gone. Wonderful. He does not seem surprised. What is your takeaway? Where are we, Lieutenant Kitsuragi? In Elysium, he replies, behind our eyes, like all human beings, detectives. He looks around and sighs. The world is what it is. I'm glad to see you're stable. Keep it that way. Now, was there anything else we should get to? Hello? Who are you? Horse-faced woman. I mean, that's just not nice. The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Hold on. You're a cop with the RCM?
Yes, I am.
I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
Is everything all right? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay.
She shakes her head and breathes out.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
Why do you not want to talk to me? It's a weird, that's a weird, like, declaration to make. What does one talk about with a fellow officer? So what precinct are you from? What precinct? She just sighs. What? Oh, he's also here. Hello, other cop that looks like Chad Kruger. Where the fucking deranged lunatic. The sunglasses wearing man pushes through his teeth. You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong. You're the police, right? Cool, so am I. I don't... She looks around. I don't know what to say. I'm guessing these are both people from my precinct. That's why they're acting to me like a lunatic, because I am. Don't say anything, Judith. Wait, is he police? Me? No, I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig. Okay. Fitting response to weird declaration. What are you, the police, doing here? I'm just looking out for... No one. The man looks at her. I'm just a man with sunglasses, and you are... Jesus, a policewoman. Yes, her voice is quiet. A policewoman who just wants to do her job, that's all. She says quietly and looks away. If they're are they pretending not to be police officers? If they're supposed to be pretending to not be police officers, why are they both wearing the rectangles that reveal them to be police officers? I don't think I've seen anyone else wear those. Why isn't Kim saying anything? Something about the man with sunglasses and you. The energy between you is making her uncomfortable. Okay, goodbye. Or maybe maybe the two of us are cool, but specifically I have shit to do. I have shit with this guy, and she's like, ah, fuck, he's here. This is gonna be bad because of our interactions or something.
Can I help you?
It's a brand new day, and I don't have my $20, which is pretty bad news as it turns out. I see you guys are back to fucking guard against me again. What's up with this window? Still not time yet. Okay. Drink up, boy. Social democracy's paying. I'm practically a shrink. Gendarme.
Gendarme.
Gendarme. A military component with jurisdiction in civil law enforcement. Okay. So, just another word for cop. Kind of, in this case at least. That's why he's saying it at least. Another rendezvous. There he is again, the smoker on the balcony. Right here in the whirling in rags. Hello? Adjust your tie. Hello, hello. So what brings you here? What is it about the way he carries himself? Not a great chance of success. So what are you doing here? Admiring the atmosphere. He smiles. What about you, officer? This is where I'm going to go down in history. I'm going to sing karaoke. Really? He straightens up, curious. Well, I look forward to that. He raises a glass to you. Tell me again about that muscular type that came to investigate the crime. Oh, yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building asking questions. What'd you tell him? Nothing. I didn't see anything. Or that I didn't see anything. And did he believe you? Why shouldn't he? Did you tell him about your friend? He takes another drag of his cigarette before knitting his eyebrows. What friend? Your Sunday friend, the witness. No, I don't think it came up. What did he look like? Muscular, handsome. He shrugs nonchalantly. Strong, like one of those military types. Was he alone? Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. His earpiece? Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear. What was he saying? Just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits? Oh, let me think. He turns his eyes upward in recollection. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely oranges. He closes his eyes. No, not vaguely. Scratch that. He sounded definitely oranges. Thanks for the information. Sure. Anything else on your mind? His lazy eyes stroll over your face. I met your Sunday friend. You did. A small smile adorns his face. And how did you like him? You were right. He was magical. Magically bureaucratic. I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. Who is he? A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, Gendarme. He smiles, and his smile seems melancholic. He can always return. Return where? To his opportunities in Occident, Sur la Clef. Still, he breathes in and keeps his lungs filled for a moment before letting it out. His coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know. He stares at the bar. What are you, you two? Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time. What does it mean, a Sunday friend? He sighs. That we won't be there when times get tough, I guess. Is that even a friend? It is. On Sundays. He smiles. I wonder if anything comes up if I Google Sunday friend. The Sunday Friends Community, non-profit organization in San Jose. Closed. Well, it's because I'm playing it. I'm late right now. Sunday Friends, the working alternative to charity. Huh. Oh, a lot of these are probably referring to Sunday organizations as in like Christian organizations or whatnot. Yeah, a lot of these are kids things that were probably related to Sunday school, which is a very different discussion. Why was he staying at your place in the middle of the night? He has keys, and he likes the view. He waves gently with his cigarette holding hand. To the sea, I mean. I don't want to talk about other people, I want to talk about you. Hmm? He hums. What about me, Gendarme? What is it about the way he carries himself? No! It's the sports. He's a sports guy, all about the physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here. Nope. Bye-bye, Gendarme. Completely ineffective. Like I often am.